High vibes and elevation, good people. High vibes and elevation. Welcome back to The Floor is Ours. A little short segment today with me and Jay. You guys get to sit in on what me and Jay kind of talk about a lot. Shout out to the brother Lamar. We're gonna get him back on. This might be a double drop or not. We'll see how it goes. But brother Lamar is handling business like a grown adult. So that's what he does. So shout out to you, brother, as always, keeping it moving. Um, my brother Jay's chilling with me, and if it's ever me and him, we would just discuss it. We might call this section David and Jake. And the fun it might be funny to anybody else, but the humor behind that is we work at the same job, as we've mentioned before. Anytime either me or Jay pick up the phone, say the company's name, say our name, how can I help you? For whatever reason, my name is Xavier. So if I pick up the phone, they keep calling such and such Xavier speaking, how can I help you? Maybe I say it too fast, everybody calls me David. So my running joke, my work name is David. Um, Jay picks up the phone and brother, what is your work name?
Jake.
State Farm. So I said, this is Jay. Hi, Jake. Hi, David.
Gotta
So,
wear a red shirt to work.
khaki pants.
I can't imagine myself in no khaki pants.
Man, khakis are cool. I wore khaki pants, khaki joggers. They're not
Yeah,
bad.
I don't
That
think
would,
I might have. Yeah, I might have wore some against my will before, maybe middle school, but I don't think I ever wore them on my own. I was like shorts, sweatpants, and all that job.
that doesn't sound like a Jake.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I wasn't intending on being a Jake in the first place.
tighten up, buddy.
Yeah, I
Tighten
was.
up. So me and uh, me and Jake were chilling, and this wonderful evening and talking about a plethora of different things. But one of the things that came to my mind, and I'll share with my brother, is the impending doom. This will be a quick, short conversation. I won't make this try to make it too long because we're just going to be digging in. This is not research based. It's kind of just thought and just expressing thought on what we think. So I asked Jay, why is it we as people always, or maybe even I could say, fascinated with like the impending doom, almost worst case scenario. Also, like things are going too well, like something's gonna go wrong in a sense. I was telling him like even in relationships when things start going well, it's like it's almost like the human mind wants to look for something wrong with these things. Um, I want to say like even the small pockets of when you get in arguments in relationships, sometimes like the mind goes like, oh, this ain't it. This is probably gonna break us up. Like we're done here. Like it's weird that the mind goes to that worst case scenario, or maybe even a sense of getting out of whatever you're going through in a sense, because you don't want it to get to that point. You don't want the impending doom to come. So we maybe even be scaring ourselves in a sense out of it. But then there's also the the fact that we're always expecting like the apocalypse or the end times. You know what I mean? If you're religious or more of the biblical, they've spoke about the end times for quite some time now, and the signs of what the end time look like. Which now that I'm saying that, I mean that kind of that can be actually a big layer to that kind of wow, yeah,
So,
that kind of so long 20 minutes, like yeah, wow, that's a okay. This is we'll break this up because I would love to get Lamar back on here and maybe somebody else too that I'm thinking of. But in that sense, the conditioning sense to it, and I'll let you get on it too, Jay. But yeah, what is your thought on it?
yeah, I mean that's generally where my mind goes to first is the conditioning aspect. Because even when you like not even getting into the religion aspect, like or even the political aspect, because they all fall under the same umbrella. I think there's an argument for like when it comes to civilization, we've done more uh, cultivating through fear than we have cultivating through peace and unity. I think
Mm,
like most cultures been built on this idea of, hey, we should work together because if we don't, this can happen, that can happen, blah, blah, blah. Maybe not all of them, but also like a vast majority of them aren't here anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
So it's like, especially thinking about the more recent influences like the UK, uh, China, for example, like the
mm,
current landscape, to my understanding, has all had some aspect of we need to be like this to avoid this.
mm-hmm.
And again, that spans over everything. It's just, I guess that's in a lot of ways that's the glue. And I think it being the glue might have something to do with our natural survival instincts. I do like fear is something that we have to protect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like we get scared because we're aware that this thing is dangerous, this potential outcome can be here, blah blah blah. And that's why
Mm-hmm.
our brain's just like, hey, pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think like we naturally have that to some degree, especially when we have that experience. Because if you haven't experienced any negativity, it's easy to just tell yourself the best things can happen, especially if it's going that way for you throughout your life. But the majority of us don't have life moving like that. So
Mm,
I think we've naturally built like fears toward certain things, and then over time they've been enhanced by the societies that we've been a part of. I think like in today's era, media and then social media are the biggest thing.
mm,
When you think about media, at least in our era of American news, because everywhere else is a little bit different, a little more efficient. But in American
right.
news, it's always been drama focused. They focus more on the things
Be
that's
more
going to get the
efficient.
most attention because people freak out more. You know what I'm saying? So you got a generation that used to only watch the news all the time. So they're
Mm-hmm.
already paranoid about the possible outcomes in the world. And then they teach their kids that on their own before the kids get into the news. Our family history. So like, my mom was always warning me about things that happened to me out in the real world because of things that happened during her generation and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like even outside our unique experience, I think everybody does that. Where they watch something, they build a mindset towards something, they act on it. We talk about relationships. At least through our 90s and 2000s, they dumped relationship on us everywhere. Disney Channel, everywhere. And they dumped heartbreak because there was some drama. People cheating, people leaving, moving around. All that stuff been instilled in us since a young age. If you're not conscious about it, it is very easy to go, but what if they're doing this? What if they're doing that? We used
Right.
to we used to live in an era where you went outside the house and nobody could contact you because there was no phone. You know what I'm saying? And we just were able to trust that the person's gonna be where they say they're gonna be. Our parents trusted us to be outside and be on the block that we said we was gonna be on, so on and so forth. Now, over the years, having phones all the time, everybody's on everything. You stop talking for 3 hours, somebody thinks something's wrong, something's going on,
Yeah.
something happened, blah,
Right.
blah, blah.
Right.
It's almost like you can't focus on the reality in front of you because it might create a perception that causes conflict later, and that's another fear reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you can argue us being too connected is a reason for that. We don't have close knit cultures really anymore. Like we used to be raised on certain standards, and everybody was under one umbrella, so on and so forth. We're not really like that anymore. Everybody's out doing their own. That's how America was done. Everybody's going out do their own thing as soon as they can. Blah blah blah. We're not really creating those environments where we hold each other accountable and keep those standards. So it's like, yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of different angles you can
Yeah.
go into.
It's
Like my
bro,
mind
it's,
looks
it's
into this.
100%. Because like even like when you were saying that too, I'm thinking like even if you were raised black, how much fear is actually instilled with just police dealing with any a white person in the suit, anything like that, or just
Mm-hmm.
or authority in a sense, behave a specific way. And that's even if you take it past, even like take it out of race, that's also just being taught how to move into society. Like you said, it's fear and conforming. If you don't do this, you're not gonna fit in with everybody. If you don't, like, it's gonna look like this. You're gonna be the outcast. And then you got that impending doom. So by nature, we're not meant to be alone. We're social creatures, so you're gonna probably do everything in a sense to to survive. We are solely definitely going to survive in a group opposed to being alone. But even, they say in DNA it carried and evolved with experience, So we're born with a lot of these experiences that like we may not be aware of, but the body is. You're born, you see a lion out of nowhere, never been taught it, never had any education or knowledge of it. But somebody's gonna see that lion and genes, your body's gonna be like, nah. It's like, no, your body's gonna scream no. And it's like, it's taught, generations taught. So like even if we're still pushing it, it's within us. The slave mentality at that, that still just carries on into our teachings today. It's crazy. I don't it really goes deep. Our schools do it in a specific sense, even with the I'll save that. Yeah, I careful what I say. But I'll be careful here.
Sounds like we sponsored the song.
Yeah, yeah. I'll go back to something a little easier. I'll go back to like you said with the news. That
Mhm.
is 100% fear-based distraction. Even with growing up, what do you see? The news always made fun of the little banner at the bottom here. I'll be portraying here because you see him in the box. It's like it's 6 o'clock. 7 people have been shot this way. House has been on fire. There's kids burning in there. A dad ran in. They all died. They died. A truck ran into the building, exploded again. The whole block, oh, dead. On the banner's
Mhm.
like, today was a balloon festival for for cancer students, and we saved everybody. Like very small across the screen. It'd be like right there. But the news
Mhm.
is just like, law just been passed today. You and your family don't have Medicaid anymore. Done. 4 years
What's the
later, oh,
story that's gonna get the most views?
right. You
Mhm.
know, and it's like that. Or, they're always showing something that it's weird that we have the impending doom so much. I think now, because we're very connected,
Mhm.
that it's almost desensitizing at the same time. It's like that is a weird balance on somebody's mental, and your psychological, to where a lot of us are removed. People are wondering why like people pull their phones out and just start recording. Like when something like horrible has happened in front of you, it's like, oh, like where does that come from? You know what I'm saying? Like what happened to getting in and jumping in and help? There's still a few people that do it, but everybody's in this reaction is 2 steps back and record the grenade about to go off. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
It's a
that's a natural selfishness though. Like, I mean, you could take it, it could
that's
be a
new.
form of survival in itself, but
Yeah.
like
But the
we
recording part of it is new, is what I'm saying. I'm sorry to cut you off, brother, but
no,
like
you
that part,
could
that part is brand new. That's like we're watching this thing happen now. You know what
hmm
I'm saying? Go ahead.
yeah, that's so like I think the hero mindset has been limited because, like, to one degree, you don't really gain from being a hero, especially when it comes to like cop situations, anything like that. Like the way our country's set up with the like, even if you got away from all the technical stuff, like legally, you can't really do anything to help other people.
Hmm.
Because if you do something wrong, or if you've got to shoot somebody to keep somebody else from dying, you're still getting charged with attempted murder. You might get a little less time, you might be able to work it out, but legally you still get hit. So that idea of being a hero and standing in isn't as strong. I think in America it probably hasn't been that strong in a while. I think for us, we've felt it more so because of like black communities, it was more instilled to protect each other and look out for each other. But the general American populace, that's not instilled anymore. Sit back and let the police do everything. But then
Hmm.
on the flip side of it, there's the combination of, being able, like, the general understanding of, like, the police force, for example. All it takes is, we've heard about it year and year. We've seen movies about it, like, police do this and do that. There's always a corrupt one here, corrupt one there. Honestly, we've read the history of corrupt police forces and government and all that stuff in this country alone. Um, but all it takes is one actual experience for that to be permanently instilled to where you can't really see any other way because that is a position of power.
Hmm.
So I can't afford to take the risk of assuming you wouldn't do that because if you are going to decide to do it, I can't do anything about it once you've got it. You know?
Right.
So it's once we realize we could pop our phone out and that eliminates the they're gonna cut their body camera off or they act this way around their people but different around everybody else. The phone kind of eliminated that, but then there's still that other layer of I can go viral off this too,
Hmm.
and you can't really determine which one it is. That's why like I'm always conflicted about it because I'm not personally a phone pull out type of guy. I'm more likely to get involved, but at the same time, you know, even if you're being selfish, even if you're trying to go viral off of it, I can't really look at that too negatively because it's putting eyes on something that might otherwise not be seen at all. You know,
Right.
uh, but like, and it's like with the ego thing, I'm always conflicted about that. But like, ego is heavily instilled in our community now. I don't even know how worth fighting against that it is. Sometimes it's better to just sit back and see if there's ways that ego benefits you like that, for example.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah, no, I can agree too, because I do appreciate the aspect of like, it's like homemade journalism, there's no argument when the footage is right here, because that is one thing that nothing lies is footage. It's just, there is that underlying aspect of like you know, maybe I was gonna say it takes away, I guess, like from the humanity aspect, but then also that just falls on the individual to begin with. That might just be who you are. Because I mean, if the phone wasn't there, you might have really just still been the person that watches, walks off. The person that's going to jump in is always going to be the same person that's going to jump in, phone or not. I think the phone is just another is making the world a bystander instead of just you being a bystander. And I can appreciate it. I can appreciate it being captured at the same time. Like but I don't appreciate it when it's like you have the choice to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody else is doing it, but you could make a difference.
It ain't instilled in everybody. So
No, it's not.
it's
It's
like
not. I
at
mean,
least
I say
at
that
least we
and
break even.
right, right. That impending doom.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I
Uh-oh. Thought pieces.
no,
Traveling.
I said that I think that Pin and Doom thing could go a lot of ways, and
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about it more now because it is interesting how natural it is because it's almost like we don't. It's very easy to take like good stuff for granted, and maybe to some people more than most. But I think like generally speaking, like a lot of people like when it feels good, when it feels like you got all the right information, like it don't hit because that feels like that's not reality. Reality is you don't just get it right, you know? And it's like sometimes you do, but it don't feel that way. So it's like the moment you get the right thing, you're like, what else is wrong? What else is wrong? Like,
Right. Hmm. It's crazy, man.
yeah,
It is
yeah,
crazy.
that is interesting because that is like whimsical people. I don't know how I am now about it. Maybe I'm a little different now, but I remember like in my earlier 20s, like whimsical people actually made me uncomfortable because it's like it feels like you don't know enough about what's going on for
Hmm.
me to roll with you. You know what I'm saying? If
Hmm.
something were to happen to us, you will be completely unprepared because you don't believe it could happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
like that's my mental application just by seeing that energy. I don't actually know that, but my natural instinct is just like, you know, I'll be more careful around you than I would be around the person who looks like they've been involved in some stuff because
Hmm.
I at least know that they're prepared to shift into whatever they need to if something
Yeah.
happens, you know?
Hmm.
But
That's
that's crazy
survival.
because that means that that some of us have a resistance against genuinely good and happy people. Like, that's a little crazy.
Yeah, that's we have different makeups, boy, and
hmm
we all got to figure these makeups out. And like in these moments of crisis,
hmm
it's like it's not the time. Like I like how you said it because whimsical means like, you do you know what's gonna happen or are we gonna find out together? How much have you actually considered? And
Nah,
it's
you
it's not
frolicking. You know, you don't care if it's
we're,
a
we're already
landmine
we're
in the
already
air.
doing
You
that
ain't
when we
think
go
about that.
outside. Right. Like we're already doing that when we go outside. Like I do that with everybody in the world now. So like don't ask me to tag along to do it more with you. Like you're increasing my chances for like I don't want to curse, but like stupidity, running into more nonsense.
Hmm.
I'm good. These drivers give me enough nonsense, us enough nonsense every day. I'm okay.
Yeah,
I barely have room for that sometimes. So
but it's like in that same light, we could tiptoe too much.
yeah,
We're over here worried about the landmine. There's only two of them in the whole field, but we
dude, we
concerned
just
about the fact that they frolicking so much they might bounce on one and catch us both. It's
right.
like,
We don't know where they are.
yeah. So to us, they everywhere.
Hey, bro, we can at least throw some sticks out there. No, let's just run.
Let's just go. God got me.
Throw sticks, right? Come on. Where's your adventure? Come on.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it's like
he got you.
I realize sometimes I'm wrong. Like, sometimes you do actually need the adventure, and it's all
I
right.
mean, I think more than enough. I've ran in that minefield. I've ran. I think we all have, but you gotta, you
Hmm.
might you might not get full on caught, hopefully, but you might set one off, run, and catch a shrapnel, or
Yeah,
maybe not do that again. Or you were next to the person that exploded and were like, oh,
yeah. I'm pretty sure I got flipped a few times.
yeah, yeah, no,
Kind of
this
blacked
guy,
out for a
yeah,
little bit. Been
yeah, this
down
guy.
for 2 minutes.
Our medics in Corman got us up. We
They over here frolicking. I got burns all over my face.
happy in that. You okay, stupid? Huh?
You still coming?
Get up, man. You're alive, right? There's more
Not just
stupid.
see me 10 feet in the air.
Yeah.
It was a
I
great
was
flip.
just you're alive.
Like,
Wow, son. But yeah, up
landing was
there,
nice.
22 minutes. We did it.
Hey,
Let's cut. Let's cut.
oh,
Let's cut. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys enjoy these little segments, but me and Jay will, regardless. So this is the the David and Jake.
great, yo.
David and Jake discuss whatever. Randomness. David and Jake's randomness. Shout out to all the viewers. Like I said, we're gonna have some fun. Keep exploring. Shout out to the job. Shout out to my family, of course, my beautiful family, my wife, my son, all my good friends. To y'all, of course, just everybody. There's a lot of bad in the world. We're a very interesting time. So it's good we can kind of just speak about thoughts and be creative in that thought and expression. Try to keep that thing. So it's good to be able to sit here and talk to my brother about something random and just have some fun and people chime in. So, brother, you want to do the shout outs or?
Usual shout out to the family. Shout out to the job.
Mhm.
Shout out to the cat. I guess. They cool.
You were chilling the whole time?
Yeah, she's cool.
All right, cool energy.
I'm still but we good.
She is. Well, Impending Doom with David and Jake. If you are, what's something that as a viewer that you suffer from expecting the worst? If you can just leave a comment if you've seen the video, that'd be cool. What impending doom has struck you lately? What were you expecting the worst of? I just drop it down below. But other than that, we out. My brother Jay, good man, G.
This is
Jake, I apologize.
oh,
And we're out.
damn it.